Puffy eyes.
Oh, why is it buzzing?
What? I don't hear buzzing.
Okay. What's up, you guys? I'm letting the feed come up because guess what? We're doing like we used to do. We're going to record a podcast and post this daily.
Tell them the name.
AOM Radio.
Seth came up with it last night. I think it's brilliant.
That's right.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. We always try to do the French R thing and we kind of can't.
Brilliant.
Check. See your levels. Bruh.
Check. Hello, good morning. And if you're on IG Live, somebody's live.
If you're on IG Live, what?
If you are on IG Live, request to join the video.
If you have something related.
If you have a related question.
And if you are weird, we will hang up on you faster than something that's fast because we ain't going to deal with that. And I will put you on blast. Just FYI. If you do something funky.
You're not going to put anybody on blast.
I will. I totally will. I've been waiting. I'm waiting to put someone on blast. So don't join if you're going to be weird. You will be shamed.
So it's going to take a radio show.
Scoot over.
It's going to take a radio show format. You call in. We pick up your call, basically, on Instagram Live. And, hey, why don't we record this? Because we want people on the podcast to feel it.
Boo! What?
To hear it. So, okay, we're going to start recording. And we'll just say it in the thing. So, get your questions ready. If you want to join, boom.
Don't think you can do the intro. Hello and welcome to the Anatomy of Marriage podcast. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
What's up, my friends? My name is Seth Studley. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and this is a brand new feature that we are doing, and it's called AOM Radio. Yay!
Yay!
So we're going back to the daily format, the daily podcast show, to drop some knowledge, and also to interview you guys on Instagram Live. So always make sure to follow us on Instagram Live in the morning, where you can join to request the feed. You will go on live with us.
Request to join the feed.
Right. Your picture and your video will be on Instagram Live. We'll answer your question. We'll chat for 2 seconds. And then boom, we'll take the next caller. So always get your questions ready.
Yeah. And you can always email us your questions at hello@anatomyofmarriage.com and they will be anonymous because sometimes you don't want your face associated with your question.
Right.
And we get it. So email them to us at hello@anatomyofmarriage.com. If you're new to our show, welcome. We have over 300 shows all about marriage and relationships because we care about them. We need a tagline.
That's right.
It's real help for real couples.
Well, yeah. If you think of a tagline, let's do some groupthink on this.
Seriously.
This show is brought to you by a couple of sponsors today. One is audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage. We love audiobooks. They feed our brains and our souls. So go get a free book. audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage. All right. And also, we do 4 things every day. We pray. We share a gratitude and we share an intention. So we're going to have to
And we do our conversation starters of the day.
That's right. So, all right. God, Creator, thank you for your blessings. Thank you for Melanie and the show. Thank you for the help that it has brought us in our lives. And thank you for the listeners. I pray that you protect us spiritually and physically today. Amen.
Amen. That was such your dad prayer. You just break into the middle of,
just
Dear Lord.
Dear Lord.
I think it's so funny when your dad does that. Good morning.
What's up, Kenneth?
And as always, we are live on Instagram and Facebook right now, so you're going to hear it in the podcast. We're talking to our people online, so if you want to be part of it, join it. So let's do our gratitude. Our gratitude. So what are you thankful
You go first.
No, you. I'll tell you my gratitude.
All right.
You are so kind, and you have that REI refund thing. What's it called? Reimbursement thing?
Just a refund.
And you're
points.
Like, you could have just bought stuff for yourself, but you were like, Melanie, I want you to get new running shoes, or I want you to get a jacket, like get a hoodie, get a whatever. And you reminded me probably 20 times.
Right.
Like, find something and get it. And so that to me felt so kind and like respectful and nice because you could have easily just blown it all on yourself and been like, I don't care, I earned this, and you didn't. And I'm really thankful.
It was like $500 worth of.
Well, I mean, it was awesome. So I bought shoes, they didn't fit. I bought shoes again, I don't know if they fit. So the sizing is so weird at REI.
And you can't return stuff right now because of stupid COVID.
But I'm really, really thankful. I'm really grateful that you care, that you want me to have nice things, and I just thought that was really awesome.
Well, good. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for working hard outside yesterday, weed eating. and
I'm a
cutting
master
grass
weed eater.
with a push lawnmower. And so thank you for taking care of the inside of the house with the great touch and insight that you have, and also the outside of the house. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Do these things with your spouse. Don't just watch us do them, y'all. Don't make me spank you.
Hey, if we say something you like, throw up a heart, throw up a like, get that feed going, and also join on Instagram right now. Ask a question.
Instagram.
Okay, intention today. Obviously, phase 1, 30 days. I'm doing that every single day, and my intention is just to love you. And just
don't you dare do that again.
Just to be ambiguous,
Yeah.
random stuff to you.
My intention is to be better. What is your intention for our relationship? Your specific thing that you can do for me and with me and about us.
I honestly don't have one.
I'm putting you on the hot seat.
You are.
In the hot seat?
On the hot seat, on blast. So I'll just make up one right now.
Oh, great.
And hopefully it
that's
happens.
what I wanted.
Because that's what we do all the time. Husbands, you're guilty of it. I'm guilty of it right now. You're witnessing it in real time.
Andy Frisella yourself right now.
Boom, baby.
What would he tell you? I mean, don't swear.
Today, I'm going to go, we're going to go on a walk, you and I, and we're going to go on a run, and I'm going to coach you and push you to do it.
Y'all, that is the opposite of what I wanted to hear. How about you ask me how I'm feeling?
Hey, Melanie, what is your intention for me to do to you today?
We'll have to have a conversation about this. I think my intention, I honestly think maybe you don't understand it. And that's fine, and we'll figure it out. Because what I'm trying to get at is we need specifics. Like, right. I am going to tell you thank you more and touch you more.
I see.
And like encourage, real talk, encourage intimacy later. Like as an actual step of intention.
Right.
So not just, I'm going to be nicer.
Right.
What? Your turn.
Okay. How about, yeah, I am going to do things to make your life easier.
What things?
Like empty the dishwasher, right? To wrangle the kids when I get home and say, hey, go do what you need to do, sister. I got the kids, and to give you that time because you're homeschooling the kids today. Okay? I'm going to take them outside, do something with them.
I can dig that.
All right.
Thank you. What is it? Parenting. Okay, so now our topic of today is, and this comes from a question that was sent to us anonymously. We're not going to read the question because sometimes the language of things gives away the writer.
Right.
And so I'm not going to read the question, but I'm going to summarize. But today's topic is all about name calling and verbal abuse in marriage. This happens all the time, you guys. This is not anything secret or new or whatever. So I really want to say thank you to the woman who wrote in. And but we're going to talk about how this impacts relationships.
Yeah, and we hope that this helps the lady that wrote in, because everybody does it. Guys, I know that you've called your woman
don't say anything
a bunch of different things, right? When you were mad, when you were heated, when you were flooded. I know that I have called you names that were not nice.
Yes.
Some of those were cuss words.
That's exactly right.
Right.
And so this email basically said, I don't understand what to do. I do everything for my husband. I try really hard, and he calls me a stupid A and a B word and an idiot, and I should go, bother somebody else. And when am I going to be done being stupid? Like, very, very mean things, and consistently it sounds like. And so I have a ton of thoughts about this. Because for me, your ability to handle or not handle conflict is a reflection of your emotional and relational maturity. Like the difference between a toddler or a 10-year-old. There should be a difference between a 2-year-old and a 10-year-old's ability to cope with conflict, to communicate things they don't like, to problem solve, to work as a team, to work together. And when I've reflected back on how I have treated Seth, and again, this is from me. I was verbally abusive to Seth. I called him names. I was ugly. I was sarcastic and thought it was funny all the time. And that was only a reflection of my lack of maturity and my lack of self-discipline. And so I'm saying this from the perpetrator side, the jerk, actual mean person side. Right. Knock it off, because you look like a 2-year-old. You look like an angry 2-year-old in a 30-year-old's body, and it's the dumbest thing ever. And
it does not get you what you actually want.
No.
Now, this comes from family of origin. This is residual stuff from family of origin, right? If you were a child and you witnessed your mom or dad calling your mom or dad names, then you are going to think that is okay, that is normal, that's how you get your point across, right? But if you could if you're a kid that witnessed that stuff, if you could fast forward 10 years and like look into the mind of your dad or your mom or something, you would absolutely see they are not happy.
Yeah.
They're doing that from a point of frustration, from emotional, wounded, from hurt people, and it's coming from a point of emotional immaturity, right? Now, it hasn't for us gotten as perpetual as this couple has. I'd be like, hey, stop being a XYZ when we were super mad.
Yeah, it was sort of like fights,
like
but
that. It wasn't contentious and contemptuous, right? Contempt is one of the like last things of the four horsemen, and that is dangerous. Like when you're actually saying you're just disgusting.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
And what you're doing is breaking the other person down, and that's not obviously drawing you closer. If I did that to you, it would get me nothing that I wanted.
Yeah.
In the short term, it would, because I'm like, I told her. It's kind of like being a bully, and for the short term, you're like the king of the playground.
Yeah.
But then,
in the long term, you have no friends.
That dude sucks.
Yeah.
He has no friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that it doesn't get you what you want.
Well, and what's really interesting is literally yesterday, so I'm going to say this again. Seth is speaking from like a perspective of a therapist. This is what's healthy, whatever. I'm speaking the perspective of, I've done this crap to Seth. I've been mean to him. I used my sarcastic jokes and said, oh, you know what I meant. It shouldn't hurt your feelings. Right? That's not okay to do. And I was doing it all the time. And guess what I taught our children to do? The exact same thing. So yesterday, I literally had to draw out these pathways. So if you're listening to the radio show, I have a little road and it turns into a Y and it forks one way and the other way. And one direction, it's like, here I am right now. And if I go to the left, when I say you're stupid or this is dumb or I'm sarcastic and I say, well, you know what I mean. That is like stepping stones of bad behaviors that will lead me to sadness. It will literally lead me, every single thing I do, every time I say you're dumb, you're an idiot, whatever, I get farther and farther away from being happy.
Right.
Happy is on the other side. Happy is the other side of the Y. It's over here, right? Like the V part, one side is happy and one side is sad. And you literally, with this kind of behavior, again, I'm talking to people who do this, you will get so far away from happy that no one will want to be with you and you will not know how to get back.
And of course, like the cliche, you reap what you sow.
Yes.
You get what you deserve kind of thing.
What's the biblical thing? It's basically if you play with fire, you're going to get burnt. If you put ashes in your lap, you're going to get burnt.
Right.
And wake up. You can't do that. You can't do that and have a healthy marriage. You can't do that and expect that your partner's going to want to have sex with you.
Right.
You can't do that and expect that your partner's... you are literally setting yourself up to look back and have a terrible marriage, a terrible relationship with your kids. It's awful.
Okay, so I want to now, because you were speaking out of the part of the person that's doing that.
Yeah.
I remember the email, and this person was saying, what do I do?
Yes.
How can I get help? So... Boundaries by book.
There's a book called Boundaries.
Yeah, and I can't think of the guy's name, but if you just literally Google
Henry Cloud.
Dr. Henry Cloud, Boundaries, right? That book is a great tool and a great teacher to help yourself establish and learn and be taught about boundaries. Because also sometimes, and I had a hard time understanding this at first, but the behavior that we let others allow is what we
behaviors
endorse.
We accept. So if Seth calls me an idiot and I don't do anything about it or I just cry, but I don't tell him, hey, you cannot call me an idiot.
Yeah.
I accept him calling me an idiot. As much as I don't like it and I don't feel good about it.
And it hurts and all this stuff, but you don't feel empowered to do something about it, then you are...
essentially
passively accepting it.
You're giving him a card to say, yeah, you can do that again, right?
So the book Boundaries is a great starting point for you to become empowered, to learn about yourself, to not allow that to happen. Like we what is it? There's another statement that is just perfect. We allow what we... I don't remember.
I wish you would look your quotes up before.
Yeah, I know. Well, I usually don't think of them before.
Put a heart if you like listening to Seth stumble through bad quotes. Yes, I agree that sometimes we have to actually understand what boundaries are and how we will have negative feelings around building boundaries. But the book, Boundaries by Henry Cloud, you can get it at audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage for free, the audiobook version, and it's really, really good.
Somebody says, good to know this happens in many marriage relationships.
It does.
Yeah, it does. It's happened to us. And if we don't get on our toes, it could happen later today.
Yes, and so one of the things I wanted to talk about too is this, again, comes from our real life. Yesterday, talking to our kids about this, is that one of our kids, and I love all of my children, don't you dare get me wrong, but one of our kids is constantly doing things that are harmful to his relationships and then saying sorry about it. And I had this weird epiphany where I'm like, don't live a sorry life. Don't live a life where you're perpetually saying you're sorry. And then I looked up the word sorry, like what's the definition of the word sorry, and it's pitiful. You're full of pity. Like someone's supposed to pity your behavior or how you feel or whatever. And no, why are we doing that? That is the opposite of powerful. You can't be pitiful and powerful at the same time. Mama Joyce Meyer says that all the time. You can be powerful, but you can't, or pitiful, but you cannot be both. And so don't live a sorry life. Don't perpetuate stupid negative things and then say, oh, I'm really sorry. Because your evidence, like the pathways that you built every day with your bad behavior, is evidence that you're not sorry. Oh, you're sorry, but you're going to do it again? I don't think so.
Right. There's a thing that, actually it's a Yoda quote. It's, there is no try. Either you do or you don't. And I don't even like Star Wars or Yoda, but that quote is amazing. There is no try. Like, oh, I'm going to try to do it. So, okay, after you've tried,
now what?
The clear answer, well, no, there is a no, now what? The clear answer is, did it happen or did it not happen? Hey, I'm going to try to remember our anniversary. Oh, August 8th comes around. Ooh, well, I tried to remember. No, that's not the thing. Either I did something or I did not. But my intentions were great. Melanie, I thought about getting you flowers.
Our anniversary is August 7th.
I know.
Oh, I thought you...
Right?
I
the
thought
date
you really...
after.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
right, August 8th comes around.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, did I try? Yeah, I hoped to try. Did I take you out? Did I buy you flowers? Yes or no? No, yeah. I'm lame. Yes, I'm awesome.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like what I was saying, or one of the notes that I took is like, your bad behavior, like that bad behavior of not remembering an anniversary or whatever, and of course it's not terrible, but it's not an accident when there's like a trail of evidence that you've done it over and over and over and over.
So here's another perfect example that happened 1 hour ago. So we have an espresso maker at our house, right? And it needs water. And I forgot to fill it up with water. And it ran out when Melanie was using it, and she looked at me scowlingly, and I don't know what you said. I was like, oh man, I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything. I just looked at you.
And I said, oh, I'm sorry. And you said, don't
live a sorry life.
Don't live a sorry life, right? So I simply forgot, right? So there's a difference in like, oh, that completely slipped my mind. Or like for the bazillionth time, I'm like, hey, Melanie, I will always have the water in the thing. I promise you that's a daily thing, whatever. And then I don't do it. You're like, I don't even care. I don't even believe you anymore. I'm just going to feel it myself, right?
Yes.
But then, so give grace and give understanding to like one-off things.
But that's a good point. Like, you run the risk. If you're doing this behavior in your marriage, you run the risk, and it is not even a risk. It's like, again, it's evidence. You do it so many times, nobody believes you.
Right.
No, but your wife, your husband doesn't. They don't believe you. So accept that. If you're going to be a D-bag all of this time, not do what you say, call them bad names, you're out of luck. You walked that path, you laid those stones.
Right.
Don't get mad at anybody else. And that's the one thing I wanted to say, is that oftentimes people who are verbally abusive and who do name calling kind of things will blame their spouse for the things they're feeling and what they have done. And that is so childish.
Right.
Think of a 2-year-old, just think of two 2-year-olds getting mad at each other and hitting each other over a sucker. That's what you look like. When you say it's someone else's fault, you're a baby. So get wise, grow up. Right?
And then just reiterate for the person on the other side of this, go read Boundaries. We can control how other people treat us. We can say, no, you are not doing that anymore. Or, you know, without saying no, you're essentially saying yes and being passive, and then you're getting that behavior. So, okay, Instagram. Come on, bring some questions in, my friend.
Come on, how about you invite? I think the other thing I wanted to say too is, I think I said, like, don't say anymore that, I didn't mean to. Like, if you're the person doing this to somebody else, one of the most irritating things is, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, or I didn't mean to forget, or I didn't mean. And literally what I said to our kids yesterday, I was like, like they said, I didn't know it would hurt your feelings, so I didn't know I was doing something bad. Start knowing. Knowing why you do things.
Also, apart from start apologizing differently. Instead of, I didn't know, so it was not my responsibility. How was I supposed to know? You acknowledge that feeling. You say, you know what? It hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
I am sorry.
And I'm going to try to do better.
I apologize. No, I'm not going to try. And I'm going to do better.
Yes.
And here's my map to do better. Write this thing down. Hey, Melanie, I had no idea that when I XYZ'd, it hurt your feelings. Now I know. And now I'm going to not do that anymore.
I guess try is like not a great word.
After reading that Yoda quote,
which is on like a magnet. I bought our kid
on the fridge. After really understanding that Yoda quote, and then like having a couple clients who say I'm going to try this with their spouses, I'm like, BS. Well, come on.
Yeah, and what I wrote on here is like, I don't care what you are gonna like when people say, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Like, I don't care what you meant. I care about what you did. I don't care about what you meant. Like, your intentions don't matter if your actions are garbage. I don't care how nice you thought you were going to be to me. If you called me a B 20 minutes after you were going to be so nice, it doesn't matter. The evidence is that it points to what you are. The evidence of your behavior points to your heart. Right? Does that make sense? And so, I don't know. I think that's a really important thing. And then one thing I want to say as we kind of wrap up is that the suckiest and hardest part about all of this, and this is something, again, I was teaching our kids this yesterday. They each had something to learn in various ways about their behavior. And one of the things it was the hardest thing for me to understand, is when Seth would come to me and say, hey, this hurts my feelings. I would argue, and I'd tell him why it shouldn't, and I'd be like,
still do that.
I know I do.
I want to get #real. You still do that.
But
that is something that sends me into I get so angry so fast because I'm like, freaking own it and hear what I'm saying.
But on top of owning it, because I'll be like, I get that I did that wrong. I get it. I just need to stop.
Right.
Literally shut my mouth. If I need to say I'm sorry, which I should say I'm sorry, but stop, right? And I told all of our kids, like, one of our kids interrupts all the time when you got a dreamy face going on.
Well, not a dreamy face, but like, we're getting real.
So hold on, wait, don't interrupt.
I'm not going to put you on blast.
So that's the hardest thing for me. I'm fully admitting it. It was in my notes. That's why it's there. So it's the hardest thing for me when there's a point where I am being a jerk to Seth. The only way to stop it is to stop it. And no, I don't want to stop. Yes, my lizard brain wants to shoot every flaming arrow at Seth that I can. Every bad thing that like races through my brain. Yeah, all the laundry list of like, well, you didn't, and how can you say? And look what you do. You didn't fill the espresso machine, right? All that stuff. So
where does that come from? I guess that comes from ego. Like, you believe that your way is right, and your ego is getting in the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Edging God out.
Edging God out. That's what I was going to say. Okay, our friend Shane says, hey guys, glad to see you're rocking strong. Maybe you could cover raising a child when one isn't equally yoked.
Yes. Ooh. That is we'll write that down and we will get in the next couple of days. Thank you. But yeah, I think that all of that anger, all of that inability to stop, again, it goes back to, I wrote on here, your behavior is a sign of your lack of maturity. That is all that is for me. Being the youngest child, that's the part of the book I'm in right now about age, and like the youngest child doesn't have to work hard.
Which was super hilarious because you and we do this. We tend to read things like quotes or paragraphs, and part of it hits spot on. Like, oh yeah, I'm this. This is what I do.
The youngest is the best.
And then the part that we can deflect onto our partner and say, see, you don't do this, and you actually read me the last line. You paragraphed the thing that said the oldest child of brothers, which is me, usually is successful at all the stuff they do. They usually become a lawyer or a leader of a company or a
president.
All this stuff, but in the very last sentence said, And also, they can be quite selfish.
No, it was they expect a lot from their spouse, but they don't give a lot to their spouse.
Right. So, you showed me that paragraph, seemingly, I don't know, didn't read or were oblivious to like the very strong points of my personality.
I wasn't oblivious. I thought it was funny.
Partnership and all that stuff. And then you said, see, I do more than you in the thing anyway. Ugh.
I wasn't being mean. I was trying to be funny.
Oh my goodness.
So I apologize because that obviously what I meant didn't matter and what you experienced was what mattered.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you.
What were we saying?
Okay, so you guys, thank you for joining us today. We need to wrap this up.
Oh yes, we will post books. That's a really good reminder. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to do our Get Your Marriage On questions of the day, conversation starters of the day. I encourage you to go get this app. It's the app that we created. It is very extensive, very helpful. It's a totally amazing tool. We love it. And you will love it. So go to getyourmarriageon.com to download it. You can also get it at anatomyofmarriage.com and hit the app button. Mm-hmm. But our question starters of the day are meant for you to do with your partner. Number one is, conversation starters. What is your favorite memory from our last vacation?
Our last vacation, where was it?
Louisville?
Well, that wasn't a vacation. That was a conference.
Feels like a vacation to me.
Well, I think because we love doing that, each one is a vacation.
That's funny. What was our last vacation? Charleston?
We took Nana to Canada.
Oh,
right?
That was amazing.
So my 93-year-old grandma flew out here alone from South Carolina to Seattle. And we took her to Victoria Island in Canada, British Columbia. And it was awesome. We walked around. We saw great things. The kids had fun. And it was a lot of fun.
We met her English friend, so he flew from England.
Oh, it's her cousin.
Her cousin, and we met him, and we went to go have tea in the Empress, and she is such a penny pincher, she wouldn't let us. So we went all the way to Victoria, BC. I wanted to go to Butch Art Gardens, couldn't go.
Anyway, you're pointing out what was not good.
No, it was
about
hilarious.
Your favorite vacation.
It was hilarious.
That was our last vacation. One fun thing about that was having breakfast at that breakfast spot.
Oh, yeah.
And then going to that Italian restaurant with Mark and my cousins and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I loved eating tacos on the water and seeing like the planes land on the beach. It was or in the water. It was so cool. So that was question number 1. Question number 2, how can I show you love this week? Again, ask these with your partner.
Okay, how can I show you love this week?
Yes.
Yes?
Oh.
I can show you love?
Sorry.
Okay,
I thought you were repeating the question and then you're going to answer it.
What's the name of your app again? It is called Get Your Marriage On. And then Charlie says, so sorry I missed you guys in Louisville. I know. Should have been there, bro.
It was so fun.
Okay.
How can I show you love this week?
Touching me. Affection. Physical affection.
Okay.
That gets my goozle.
Okay.
What about you?
I didn't ask you how can I get your goozle this week. What is the question? How can I show you love this week?
How can I show you love?
Oh yeah. I think reminders of staying on task. I know that sounds weird, but if you could help me remember, that doesn't even sound like love, but it's love to me. Hey. If you could help me to remember to have the kitchen clean at 3 o'clock.
It's your agenda.
I like that. Say it again.
It's your agenda in how you want me to show you love is up to you. Yeah. It's not me. Like the love languages kind of thing. We often express or show love to our partner by how we want to receive love. Yeah, you know? So physical touching you or whatever, you're like, hey, that's not my love language.
Yeah.
Cut it out kind of thing. So
cut it out.
Yes,
okay. So
you guys, you're awesome. This has been super long.
Thank you for posting that, Lily, saying get your marriage on.
Okay. We love you guys. Tune in tomorrow, Friday, and get your questions on Instagram. This is the first episode of AOM Radio. You like that? AOM Radio?
It's so fun.
AOM Radio.
And really quickly, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but today we're releasing the final episode of the Season 1 remastered re-release, Episode 12, Only Ourselves to Blame. It is so good. We recorded last night. It was awesome. We can't wait for you to hear that, so look for that later today. And
it's like a victory show.
It really is a victory show.
All right. Love you guys.
We love you.
Check it out. Catch us tomorrow morning. Bye.
Bye.
No, you don't have to end that just yet, but I want to end the podcast.
Microphone's down.
Okay, guys, for real. Thank you. Thank you very much. Join us tomorrow and get your questions. All right. Bye.